Well, hello and welcome. I trust that you are all good today and all well. I've had a bit of a sleep this afternoon, so I'm wide awake and ready to go. So I'm not clickbaiting. I'm actually very annoyed with KJ, and I'll explain why soon. Hello, Jerry and Kristen and Chakoti and everybody watching. I will reveal all, Kristen. It's to do with the video. What else would it be about? I just wanted to show you something though. Hey, Sammy J. So, those of you that were here last night would remember that we watched the live video and we learned that Russia isn't China from the famous words. So today, this is hilarious. This is hilarious, and I'm only going to show you the first part of this. I'm going to share the first part of this. Let's start off on a high, and then I'll tell you what I'm annoyed at. So let's have a watch of this.
When you're in the Duggar house, you're homeschooled. And maybe Michelle Duggar will teach you about bankruptcy or character qualities. What apparently is not on their curriculum, world geography. Find out why next.
All right. So a certain person has written, you said in your live video last night on your other channel that Russia isn't China. It would seem that you would be in no position to criticize anyone with a comment like that. So she's criticizing the fact that, I believe, because I haven't watched it, that Ginger got China and Japan confused or something. But remember, Russia isn't China. Just remember that. So, hello, Beth. How are you all? Right. So the other thing is, there was something also that happened with this lawsuit. Remember, we do have a lawsuit going on. There's lots of other garbage that's happening as well. What's interesting is that they've converted the request into a motion. So, motion for status conference. Motion for status conference. Now, what I find really, really baffling about this, and this is my opinion, because I have no idea, and I'm the first to admit that I have no idea, but I would have thought a lawyer would actually know what document needed to be filed. So it says to convert a motion. So they've changed the status conference, a motion for status conference by defendant Katie Joy Paulson for a status conference modified to convert to a motion. They should have filed a motion, not a request. So my question is, why didn't he know what he had to do? It's just a question. I would have thought that he would have known that that's what he had to file, and he would have filed it. As I said, it's just my opinion. It just sort of bothers me a little bit about all of, about it all. So it's just a lot of the stuff. It's lots of stuff that's not adding up at the moment. There's been lots of Twitter rants again. I actually just wish she would just be quiet. Seriously, just be quiet. And my chat has frozen, so I apologize if you've come in and I've not acknowledged you. So, yeah, it's just, I don't believe the documents, I don't believe the content's changed at all. What they've done is they have just changed the title of the document. So it's now a motion. That is my understanding, Kristen. So now let's get to why I am annoyed. Actually, I was really, really angry, actually. I'm now downgraded to annoyed. So I've actually pinned Crystal Bill's video up there, and I'm not angry at her, okay? This has got nothing to do with Crystal Bill. She's actually showing the video that I was intending to show tonight, and she was doing commentary over it. But there is something in that video that really, really, really made me angry, because KJ then talks about how she had to do mum stuff and how hard it is to do mum stuff when you've got a business to run. And I was really, really annoyed, because for me, myself, hello Carolina, sweet Caroline, bo, bo, bo. What really, really annoyed me is that she has a husband that takes care of the son the majority of the time, and she has to do mum jobs one night and goes on and on and on about it, about how great and how special she is, and how hard it is. She doesn't know how hard it is. Single parents know how hard it is. For me, I found it very, very offensive to those single parents that have no choice. They have to look after their kids and keep a roof over their head. And then, because she was talking about, oh, he's homeschooling and we've got to sit with him. We don't have any nurses at the moment. Blah, 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 blah. Guess what? Single parents have had to do all of that as well. And you're demeaning single parents. And that's what's rolled me up. That is what's rolled me up. I've been a single parent for 12 years. You know, single parents are superheroes. They have to juggle everything. Keeping the roof over the heads of their children, feeding them, working. It's just, yeah, it has just riled me up. And I just found it very, very insulting. Very insulting. So we're going to watch this video, and you can tell me yourself whether you think it's offensive. Maybe I'm just really tired and I've taken it the wrong way. And I'm more than happy to do, you know, I'm more than happy to admit that. But I want to see what you think. But this is a lot about the other thing that happens, and Crystal Bill will point this out. The whole story changes again. So, yeah, single parent of a baby right here, 13 months old, from day one, a single night off. I work 4 days a week. KJ has no idea. It's true. Much respect to you, Joe, and single parents everywhere. Well, my kids are adults now, so it's full-time with your mum who has 6-year-old twins. It's something that, thank God, my husband can't do it yet. But the way that she talks is, oh, yeah. Anyway, we'll just see what it is. And that's the other thing. I'm always busy. I'm glad that you admit that, because the other thing, I used to get really up. Often it would really annoy me too when people, when the married working women would complain, oh, my husband went out for the night and I had to do everything myself. It's like, really? That's me every day, you know? or you know, how, oh, I've had to have a day off from the kids. Really? What's that like? So it's one of the things that I get really, really really, really annoyed with. And I like to let people know that you have to watch what you say, because you could be talking to somebody that is doing it tougher than you. I always say my husband makes me look like a bad man. Yes, I know. Hats off to you, Sammy. Yes. So let's have a look at this, because as I said, it's yeah, I was not very happy. I'm not very happy with it, and it's essentially about her YouTube reader. And the other interesting thing is, because as I said, I flagged Crystal Bill's, I tagged it, I didn't flag, tagged it up the top of the page, is that, you know, Crystal Bill, you know, doesn't keep anything back, and which is really what I like about her. But she does point out a few things, some really good points. But because what you'll find is she starts off with a members only chat, and she'll get really upset that nobody's talking. Then she opens it up and people start asking her questions. She doesn't answer questions, so she closes it again and has about 4 people talking. So, you know, and of course she shuts it off because the trolls have come out. So we can have a look at some of those trolls and see whether we think they're troll-like. So I have 4 older but adults, and the adults I was married with them. Yeah, that's, yeah, this one. All right. And I don't know why she did this on this channel, because she usually does this drama on the other one, when the other parent doesn't help financially. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I mean, if you've got a good support network around you, I mean, that was one reason why I moved back to Melbourne, because all of my family here. But I spent a good 5 or 6 years on my own in a different state, and it was hard. It was really hard. You know, but so I admire people that do it on their own, because it's something that I really struggled with. You know, and looking back, I wish I could have done some things differently, but you do what you can at the time, and you do what you think is best. All right, so let's get into this. Thank you, Carolina. So you'll find out, because yeah, I was really riled. I was actually yelling. I was listening to it in the car, and I was actually yelling. People thought I was having a, and I got my McDonald's coffee again. McDonald's, please sponsor me. All right. So let's start with this. And I'm going to speed up the voice too, because we can. Because we can. And I want to try and get the live chat here too, if I can as well. So how's everyone's days been? Has it been good? I don't know if the lag's at my end or not. It doesn't bother me. So, all right. So without any further ado, here is Without a Crystal Ball. Oh, she made a great turn around the baby, and my avatar is the baby now. She's like, cool. Without further ado, here is Without a Crystal Ball. Don't know if I'm going to wait for good or just a bit. So I'm going to say hi. Hi, I'll have a check. Early, you just see my other dust. Oh, nice. Featuring Without a Crystal Ball. Is YouTube terminating my channel?
Hi guys, how are you? Is everyone having a good night? Hope you guys are having a good night. Sorry, I was having a little bit of trouble getting my thumbnail. I don't even know if it worked. I was having a hard time like actually downloading it, and my it wasn't a thumbnail. I don't even know if it worked. That was weird. weird. Sorry about that. I was like, why am I getting feedback? I'm trying to actually share this on my channel and I can't get there. But anyways, welcome everyone.
So it looks like she kept everyone waiting, by the way. 6 minutes. Oh, yeah. So here, so quiet. Anyone awake? Is she coming on? Good question. I'm great, but sore. And she says, 1 second, having trouble with my thumbnail. And then she says, I'm good. Sorry. Give me a second. Can't chat. Please, YouTube only with her. Yes. Didn't realize the time I haven't even got my straws and wine. And oh, dear. All right. So she kept them all waiting for about six minutes or something. It's anyway. All right. So we're hearing about her troubles. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows but KJ.
Everyone, I hope you're having a good night. I was trying to get my thumbnail to work and it was not working and it was taking me forever. And I think I need to actually I need to change this. Hi guys.
Okay, so that was a waste of however many seconds or minutes that was. I mean, she could have just started it from there. But anyway, in my opinion,
so today was a really busy day trying to get this channel back on the swing of things. And I was like looking around and it's been, I don't even know, a few months. And I keep getting this same question over and over and over again. And I was like, well, I might as well just do a video and just live stream and answer questions about it because I don't know who started this rumor. I don't know if it was like, it's been pretty persistent since October, early November, that YouTube was investigating my channel and that I was in like higher ups at YouTube were looking at all my content and I was in the process of being potentially terminated by the platform.
Look at her. Her eyes are just going all over the place. Did you notice that? Did you just let's take that back a bit. Oopsies. 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 Oopsies.
Amazing.
Whoopsies. That went too far. Oh, whoopsies. Had to get it back. Oopsies. I'm not very good at this stuff, guys. I'm really not. All right, we're back. And we're back.
Since October,
look at the eyes,
early November, that YouTube was investigating my channel and that I was in like higher ups at YouTube were looking at all my content and I was in the process of being potentially terminated by the platform. And people have started these like petitions about my channel being removed from the platform. And so a lot of people have been thinking.
So the eyes, I don't know, like the eyes are going up and side to side and down. Like it's just really weird. Like you would think that you would be looking direct at the camera because that's where your audience is. Although I have two screens. So when I look this way, I'm looking at the screen here. But my whole head's turned. Thank you, Carolina.
That YouTube is going to terminate my channel. And I was like, where do people come up with this kind of stuff? These rumors don't make very much sense to me at all. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I can actually like talk to YouTube about this because I haven't heard anything. And I always find it interesting because whenever there's like chatter and noise that's happening, I often feel like the things that are being said about me are kind of like this meme of who I am. It's like so far removed from the person that I actually am. And it doesn't even translate to like my daily life. It doesn't match anything, like nothing. Like I feel like I see all these different people making videos and it's like the person that they're talking to in these videos isn't even who I am. It's so weird. I don't know who they decided I was, but that's definitely not me.
Phyllis says she lies. When she lies, she looks up and to left. Well, her eyes are going everywhere today. KJ, we do videos on what we see and what you say. Like that's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. And I'm just doing that. So you're saying that the real you is not being reflected. So maybe the real you needs to be on the channel. I tell you what, this is me. This is the real me. I'm no different whether I'm here, whether I'm at work or whatever. I just talk less at work because I can't talk. And chat, I'm listening while I get ready for the day. I've got to go over an hour out of the house legally. Yay! Out of interest, Nikki, do you have a time limit? Because when we were in our full lockdown, we were only allowed out for an hour. That's why I'm just going to digress a little bit. There's been lots of complaints about the tennis players about only being let out of their rooms for 5 hours a day. They're saying they're like prisoners, but you don't complain about that when the people of the state that where you are visiting could only be out for an hour a day. That they're getting 4 hours extra. Well, thank you, Sammy J. You're doing fine. You're really well prepared, and I think you're doing fast for someone new. You have a time limit? We did have. We did have. We don't. That's what. Yeah. When we were in our big lockdown, we could have. Who's keeping time? I think most of us just did the right thing. Yeah. Yeah, we were only allowed out for an hour a day. So whether it was shopping, other than there were 4 reasons we could leave the house, those 4 reasons weren't included in the hour. Nikki, officially it's only an hour locally, though locally hasn't been determined unless you have to go. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, well, we had a radius. We had a radius that we couldn't travel, and what they did is there was this ring of steel around the metropolitan area, and that divided the metropolitan area to the country. And so not only couldn't you go, I think it was 3 miles. I've just converted it. 3 miles from your home, unless for those things. The country couldn't come to the city, and the city couldn't come to the country, and it was just, it was called the Ring of Steel. But hey, we've had another 14 days with no community transmission. So, you know, it's worked. But it was intense. So Monday, offices were officially allowed to start having, private sector was allowed to have 50% of the workforce on site. Public sector could have 25%. So, and this is why the US is having such a different, we haven't had anything in place like that earlier. So it's still, I mean, so we're still not fully back, but private workplaces, but everyone has to have a COVID plan. All the businesses need to be adhering to strict protocols, and they actually have they're all randomly checked. So one day, someone from the government may turn up at your workplace to come and make sure that you are COVID safe, and if you're not, you get fined. And they've actually been known to shut places down. So it's a very strict, hard line. That's a good idea. Here is a problem. People will end up in the same area. My area see for the sites. Yeah. Look, the premier or the governor, as they call them in the US, the state premier here, copped a lot of criticism for it. And he faced the media every single day, 100 days in a row, and took it all. So he showed real leadership skill. Whether you like him or not, that to me was a sign of a leader, somebody who was prepared to stand there and take the flak and take all the criticism. Meanwhile, my baby's going back to classroom with the Army in Washington. Okay. So our schools are due back next week. We've been on our summer break. So at this stage, it's face-to-face. I'm yet to find out whether there are any restrictions, but schools have had to stagger class times. Parents haven't been allowed on site. We need your premier, says Nikki. Well, there are some people that don't like him and would be more than happy to send him to you. But I don't agree. I don't agree with some of his policies personally. But he has shown good leadership in this, in my opinion, and he has stood up. And he was bullied. I mean, he was bullied. They even targeted his parents, and you know, and he actually said, "Look, you can be angry with me, but please don't attack my family. Leave my family out of it. Take it, put everything onto me." And he did it. 100 days he faced the media in a row without a break. He had his first holiday around Christmas for the year, and because this time last year we were in bushfires, or wildfires, so he had a really hard year. But you know, anyway, let's get back on to Katie Joy. But yeah, I was going to say he's shown good leadership, I have to say, and yeah. So, and we still have masks, mandatory masks. Yeah.
So, is the chat not working? The chat seems to be completely stalled here. But anyways, I was on my...
All right, let's just have a look at the chat, because nothing happened. There was no chat because nobody was watching. Like, it's had 681 views. You know? Not many people are watching that. Let's have a look. Sorry, I take that back. 3,681 views because people are interested. But let's look at the live chat here. Live chat. She says, "Is my live chat stalled?" just looking at some of the comments are great as well. "This is boring." Of course, once again, comments will be turned off. "What is she even talking about? Without a brain cell, can dish it out but can't take it." Look, this is the chat. The chat. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. So she's a bit concerned that nobody's talking. And "Can't enjoy, please include subscribers and paid members in chat. You've been doing a lot of members only, and I find it kind of frustrating because we're all your members and we're paying to be around your YouTube channel, or we don't pay. Please, I wouldn't." So someone else says, "I only like your videos when you're talking about people, not yourself." It's odd to me that when someone asked you about where your play button was, that you have such a snappy response. That is why she went back to members only chat. But as you can see, the members aren't playing today.
I had my regular meeting today with my YouTube manager, and we're just going through some of the just normal day-to-day stuff. And we were talking about, is this chat completely frozen? Oh, is my chat frozen, or are people just not talking? This is really weird. My chat is not moving.
There's no one there. Like, she's concerned about the fact her chat's not moving. There's no one there.
Oh, okay. I will open up the chat. Anyways, I don't have a moderator here, so please just be nice.
She has no moderator again. She has no moderator again. So she opens it up, and then like someone will ask about the play button, and people will start asking questions, and she doesn't like answering questions, and she'll put it back to members only.
So I was sitting down with my YouTube manager, and I was just trying to understand like what was going on. And yes, members only doesn't necessarily mean that I don't have chat, but we know. So anyways.
Okay. Just take a note. She said she sat down with her YouTube manager. All right. So now I'm gonna write this down. So she just said she sat down to have a chat. This is really important. If you want to get your pens and pencils out, we need to take notes. Okay. At the end there'll be a quiz. All right. So she sat down with her YouTube manager.
I was sitting down with my YouTube manager and I was like, so somebody started this rumor and I don't even know. Someone said it was like a bigger channel. I don't know if it was like, it was frozen for a bit. Okay, I was wondering. So I was sitting there and I'm like, I don't know, was it like Keemstar or was it, so I don't know. I don't know who started this rumor. Then one of my subscribers.
So now she's starting to name. I don't know. Caroline. So she wouldn't be trusting. Yeah, that's right. So members only mode's off, but all right. So keep track. There's a reason for this. Why we've got to keep track.
Said that there's this other channel that's been talking about it, and I was like, okay. And then I constantly get questions, and then I get all these comments like, YouTube's terminating your channel. I heard YouTube's terminating your channel, and I'm like, that's news to me. So I don't have any warnings at all. I don't have any strikes, nothing. So I don't have any community guideline strikes. I don't have any copyright strikes, and I don't have any I've only ever had one copyright strike in the entire time I've had my channel. It's the only strike I've ever had. I'm pretty good about trying to stick within. I have my YouTube play button. I took it down because it was shining in the background. So I still have the play button. It's just in my closet, and I'm going to be placing it in a different spot so it doesn't reflect, my ring light was reflecting it. But that's kind of an inconsequential question and almost like a distraction. So
she didn't like the distraction. She doesn't like answering questions, does she? She's going to be really great at deposition, and she's going to get asked, and where are all your receipts? They're in my closet. Don't ask me a question like that.
Anyways, I still have a play button, and I talked to my YouTube manager today, and I said, have you heard anything from YouTube about my channel? And he was just like, I am your contact at YouTube, so I would know anything that's happening.
Okay, so the first time she said she sat down with her YouTube manager. This time she said she's talked to her YouTube manager.
About your channel. I think it might have been that mysterious T channel. Was that the T? I know somebody said that someone started this rumor, and if you haven't heard it, that's fine. It's literally happened. So, but anyways, I'm like, is anything going on with my channel? Like, is there something that I need to know about? Is there something that you haven't been telling me? And he was just like, no. And I was like, are you sure? And he was like,
I'm interested to know how come she's got a YouTube manager and that tells her all this stuff when other bigger channels that have millions of subscribers are saying they don't have YouTube managers. Right. But as I said, it's important to take note of the story because the story she sat down with her YouTube manager, then she talked to her YouTube manager.
Yeah. That's what I said. So my channel is not under review. You said you heard Unirock say it? Okay. Uni said that? Okay. Again, I don't know if that's what you heard. I'm not writing it in the script. This is what my chat says. I have no idea. I don't watch that channel. So anyways.
She doesn't, not anymore. Hey Dottie. Hello everybody that's joined. If I've missed you. Hello. Welcome.
I said, is my channel under investigation? Is it under review? Is there any risk of this channel being terminated? And he said, absolutely not. So he said, if there was anything going on at YouTube, I would know about it. And if your channel was at risk or if there was anything happening, I would know. They would contact me because we would be working on it together. And I'm like, okay. So he said, rest assured, your channel's fine. There's zero chance of being terminated. You're in good standing.
Until she has to deal with her defamation case.
So I think people think that all of this stuff that's being said about me is true, and it's not. Like 99.99999% of what's being said about me is like so false. It's like a meme. I feel like I'm.
Okay, so there is a percentage of stuff that is true, because she didn't say 100% of it is false. Like fairy floss and fairy tales. So essentially, this is what we've got so far. We've got KJ is said that she sat down and talked to her YouTube manager. Then she changed that to I talked to my YouTube manager, and apparently her YouTube manager said that she's not going to have her channel terminated or struck or anything, and that she's in very good standing. Yes, Dottie, I heard that it was a late one for the time zone, and yes, it's pretty good for that time. I wonder if that's why she had no mods, because they were all asleep. So I'll keep saying it. I've tagged Crystal Bill's commentary on this because it's it's actually really good, because because she talks about putting her son to bed, or she would have been on 2 hours earlier, but that would have been 11 o'clock her time. So I don't know what's happening. Your YouTube manager ain't nothing compared to Ryan's Toys lawyers. I just don't know what's going. The other thing is that, like, she was talking about countersuing Emily. Emily's not in the original. She's not one of the parties in the defamation suit. You can't countersuit somebody that's not in the original suit. The only people that she can countersue, are the Westbrooks and Halo Beauty. Well, it was 11 p.m. her time, Dottie, was it? Okay. I've got no idea. So she could sue her, but she can't countersue her. So, like, her legal knowledge is not. I guess it goes into the Russia is not China phrase book. Maybe that can be our phrase of the day. I'm going to countersue somebody that's not originally in the lawsuit. Hi.
I'm watching a meme of who I am. Me. And anyways, yes, so there's zero risk right now of my channel being terminated. There's definitely a lot of channels talking about me. And again, I don't really care, but I feel like that's one rumor that's been so persistent.
She does care, because otherwise she wouldn't be getting, she wouldn't have channels, she wouldn't have been mass flagging channels if she cared, if she didn't care. Emma thinks she's got nothing on Emma. Yes, that's right. That's correct. That is correct. Let's just say she's not terminated yet, but maybe after the motion for a conference, she may have to keep her mouth shut.
I get so many comments about it. They're usually in the held comments. I get DMs about it. I get, oh, I heard your channel's being terminated. You're going to get kicked off the platform. And then I'll get messages in my DMs about it. And then people will say, like, oh, you're going to lose everything. So I just wanted to let people know that, no, my channel's not being terminated. No, I'm not at risk of being terminated. I've never had a single community guideline strike. And
she said earlier that she had a copyright strike early on her channel. Now she's saying that she hasn't had anything. All right, that's another thing to just start taking note of.
I don't have any copyright strikes.
There you go. She said earlier that she had a copyright strike. She's had one copyright strike. All right, so we've got one copyright strike, then we've got no copyright strikes. Can someone make this make sense?
So I try to be really mindful about how my channel is run, and those are two things that I always try to do, is not break those rules. So someone said, how are you doing? I'm actually doing pretty good. Today was a really good day. So overall, I'm just, there's so much going on in the world, you guys. There's so many things, more important things for people to be worrying about. There's so many really serious things happening out in the world, and I feel like, there's just this, like, circus that's around me, and it's not even factual. It's crazy. So
Sorry, couldn't resist.
So at some point, things will calm down. We'll see, I guess. I'm hoping. And all I can do is continue to bring you guys content. Thank goodness, and they need to mind their own business. Intent to theirs. Follow the golden rule. People need to follow it. I did actually have a call with YouTube.
So now, so she sat down. So she first of all said, I sat down and spoke to my YouTube manager. Then she said, I talked to my YouTube manager. Now she's saying she's had a phone call with her YouTube manager. All right. That was a whole bottle of likes singing along. She said later she has some, but yes. But look, she probably, it doesn't surprise me. I'm just trying to track. I know I picked up 4 different versions of the YouTube manager story, so she's the main act. What is she on about? We are all watching her. She's a one-man circus. Yeah. I'd love to put the big red nose on there and the white eyes and the clown hat. I'm not smart enough to do that.
So that's who I was on the phone with. Like it was a video call.
Oh,
so that's absolutely true.
Now it's a video call. Wait, I'm just going to write that down. Video call. All right. So in how many minutes? In 9 minutes, we've had sat down, talked, phone call, video call. That's right. I know that there's at least another one. It changes again.
Not lying. I did a Zoom call with YouTube.
You go Zoom now. But she's not lying. Sat down, talked, phone call, video call, Zoom. Which one is correct? A, B, C, D, or E? Or F is none of the above? Tell me your answer.
So that happened today, this morning. And I find it odd that everything I say, people are constantly trying to say that I'm lying about. And I have zero reason to lie. I would not lie about something that serious. YouTube is my family's sole income. I am the sole provider for my family. So the last thing I would want to do is jeopardize anything. And
she doesn't want to jeopardize anything. Oh, F and none of the above. Oh, she's right. She doesn't have a clue what. No, that's the thing. YouTube manager probably. She seems really stressed. She has aged a ton in the wonder why. Yeah, I don't know why. Because I know, as I said, I actually had to watch it. I've had to watch parts of this a few times because I thought the story changed and I thought it was just me. But no, we've all heard the different story. And then she says no one believes me. Well, no one believes it. Well, which one is it? Because was it a phone call? Was it a Zoom call? Was it a video call? Because they're all different. Did you have a sit down and chat, which is what she said at the start? They all means different things. And so in 10 minutes and 30 seconds, we've had 5 different versions of what happened. Yes.
Part is I don't.
Oh, but Nikki, you'll find out later that that she doesn't have any nurses and they have to do double duty. So, and I know I will defend Todd here and say he seems to be doing most of the care for their son. That's what it seems like from the outside. It seems like that's what he's doing. And if that's, I would, you know, he's better off having one parent that shows him attention than neither. If she truly doesn't want to jeopardize her income, she should stop doing lives where she has diarrhea of the mouth and just stick to her. Yes, I agree. She needs to stick to her regular content. Nick and Dustin said they didn't assign a manager to them because of the pandemic. How did she get a manager? Nick and Dustin reached 100K. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Lots of people can't get managers, but she, yeah, Sammy, you'll soon hear why I'm so annoyed, because her life is so tough being a working mother.
Have to take responsibility for anything because I haven't done anything. So anyways, I'm going to turn back on members only because people seem to think that this is their opportunity to be rude to me, which is getting to be really overwhelming. Like, I don't understand why people are being so rude constantly. I understand you guys are hearing a lot of things about me, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're true. And just because you think I'm a liar doesn't mean I actually am a liar. So I'm going to just keep making content on this channel and keep doing what I do and focusing on me and focusing on what we're covering here. So I think some of my, actual subscribers were worried about whether or not, I wasn't talking to you, Julie, about being rude. Some of my actual subscribers were concerned about my channel and what was going to happen. But as you've noticed, I've been doing normal content. Some days I've been a little bit more delayed in just getting you the things that, I'm doing my uploads a little bit later in the day. I've been trying to navigate a lot of different things. I have a lot going on with my son he's doing virtual school. We have not had nurses. We've had a lot of open shifts because of everything that's been going on with COVID. And so we spent a lot of time double duty. I'm really late tonight. I was going to do this live stream like 2 hours ago, but unfortunately I ended up having to do it later because my son was going to bed and he was having a hard time falling asleep. So I was on mom duty from about 7.
This is where I really get annoyed, because she's saying I had to do mum duty. As I said, I found this offensive to single parents myself. All right. Someone recently said that to disabled to work for some. I know. Keep it careful, try to do a YouTube watch. Yep. But as I said, I'm happy to acknowledge. Sammy J, that's right. I will hand it to Todd for taking care of the child. I agree. He seems to be taking, and he seems to be doing a lot of the household stuff as well. So I will give that to him. I have, but yeah, you just it's time to get out your tiny little violins in the background.
Till just like 20 minutes ago. So that's kind of my life. It's very busy. Mornings, working mom, getting the kid up, feeding him, making sure he gets ready for school, then getting in a shower, it's just the boring normal things of being a working mom. So anyways, I just don't really know where this rumor started. And, a lot of these rumors I've gotten so out of control that it's just become really ridiculous. And I'm like, I'm going to just at this point have to stop responding, because the rumors that are being circulated at this point are getting so far-fetched and so far from reality that it doesn't even make sense anymore to even try to engage or respond. At first, I was concerned that if I didn't address things, people would think these things. But now, even if I do address them, people don't believe.
Yeah, the mum duty comment really got to me. And then she's talking about, oh, I've got to get him up and feed him and da 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 da. Well, that's being a parent. That's being a parent. So what? So this is why I was really, really annoyed. And I must say, I've got to stop watching her videos when I'm tired, because I was really tired. I was on my way. I just finished work and I was really tired. And I was like really angry. I understand your son's, but he's 8. Shouldn't there be a time when he can go to bed alone? Yes, I would agree. They should. Actually, I'm surprised they don't give him melatonin to help him go to sleep. You have to do lots of things for all children, disabled or not. And this was my point, because she was talking about being a working woman and doing double duty. Well, it was, when you're a single mum, you do double. When you're a single parent, I shouldn't say single mum, but when you're a single parent, you do double duty every day. Every day is double duty. So this is why I was annoyed. How was work today? Just me asked. So I had to keep cleaning. So I had to clean the workers area every hour. But it's really hard, because where you've got to go when you empty the bins, you've got to walk to the other side of the complex, and then when you walk back, you have to change your mask and your gloves to go back to your area. So it's just very complicated, and because of the COVID situation, and if a tennis ball comes over the fence, you're not allowed to touch it. If you touch it, you then have to change gloves. The thing I will say is I don't find the meals are enough. I mean, it was a chicken salad stuff. That was okay. But we're doing physical work. What we wanted was something with a little bit more substance in it, considering that we get that's the only food that we have for the whole shift, and we can't take food in. So that's all right, but I'm back again tomorrow, so I came home and had a sleep. Do we have any insider? No, got no idea, Peter. No idea. The big players aren't where I am. They're mainly doubles players. I must say though, the views are very good, particularly when some of the tennis players get a little bit warm. I have to say, the eye candy is very good. Yeah, well, it's going to be 36 degrees on Sunday, which is in the high 90s, so it's Celsius. So we'll see what happens. Oh, the other thing is I can't take my water bottle. So where the players' courts are and my work area is a red area, and where I was working was a green area, and you can't take your drink bottle from the red area to the green area. So yeah, look, I don't know, Nikki, I really don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. On the non-dad bods, there's some really nice bodies there too. Because the hotel is right opposite, they get escorted across every time, and they have each court. So one court starts, and the next court starts 5 minutes, and then so from about 6 o'clock the first one starts, and it goes all the way through to I think 7 o'clock the last lot arrives, and they run at 5 minute intervals. So yeah. So a lot of players have complained that it's overboard, but what? Yeah, well, that's my concern, Nikki. So I have a drink bottle that the drink fountain's in the green zone, so I just keep filling up my drink bottle. Right, so let's get back to this.
Believe it anyway, and they just assume I'm lying. And Sarah, who has her channel, who has never met me and gets her information from my Twitter, knows better about my life than me. Which fine, if Sarah wants to make her videos, I'm not at all against that. It's just this weird dichotomy. I've been thrown into a spotlight that I'm not used to. I've never had this many eyes on me. I've never had this many people interested in any aspect of my life, and I've certainly never had anybody want to dissect every single thing I do. So it's definitely been a shock for me. Thank you to my members and to all of my subscribers for sticking with me and not really giving up during this time. A lot of people are concerned about if I'm doing fine. Yes, I'm doing great.
Well, that's right. I don't think she understood childhood development. Yes, that's true. Dottie, I was going to ask the same question. I have no idea who Sarah is. I don't know. Just going to take this back a bit, because I think of KJ when I hear of red zone and green zone. You know what? Every time I have to go into the red zone and green zone, I think about her. That's really bizarre. It's really bizarre. Go, oh, is KJ in the red zone? today. Oh, right. So I've taken it back. Let's see if we can pick up who Sarah is. I don't know who Sarah is.
Or had anybody want to dissect every single thing I do. So it's definitely been a shock. Try to engage or respond. At first, I was concerned that if I didn't address things, people would think these things. But now, even if I do address them, people don't believe it anyway. And they just assume I'm lying. And that Sarah, who has her channel, who's never met me and gets her information from my Twitter, knows better about my life than me. Which, fine, if Sarah wants to make her videos. I'm not at all against that. It's just this weird dichotomy. I've been thrown into a spotlight that I'm not used to. I've never had this many eyes on me. I've never had this many people interested in any aspect of my life. And I've certainly never had anybody want to dissect every single thing I do. So it's definitely been a shock for me. Thank you to my members and to all of my subscribers for sticking with me and not really giving up during this time. A lot of people are concerned about if I'm doing fine. Yes, I'm doing great. I've been doing a lot of things for self-care. I've been taking time off on weekends. And overall, it's just...
Did you hear that? She's been taking... Oh, gee whiz. She's been taking time off on weekends. Did you hear that? She's been taking time off on weekends. Autism. Just me. That's what she's saying. The green and red zone. That's how they talk to their son about autism, about his behaviour in the green and red zone.
Just been very mellow in our house these days. Not much to report. Thank you, Heather, for becoming a member. So, oh, thank you, Tyler. I've been a long time sub, sad to see everything play out publicly. You're a strong woman. Well, I appreciate that. So anyways, at the end of the day, I find it just, I feel like I'm living in this weird vacuum right now. And someday this will get better, right? But today on the channel, I'm just sort of back to normal content. I have been doing regular content. So today I did three short uploads, which is what I'm going to try to stick to every day, of doing three videos. And I'm trying to get the content so that it's circulating in multiple different shows that you're watching or different content. So, you know, I've been sort of weaving in some of the Teen Mom stuff is not performing as well, admittedly, because I don't.
So she's talking about Teen Mum not performing so well. So let's face it, she's picking her content based on what's going to get the views. And that's why there's been lots of Duggar stuff. Yes, Crystal Bill says, yeah. Like when? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I missed that. Oh, I did too. Time off. She said I took time off when I was working all day in one sentence the other day. Yep. Hello, Emma. Oh, you've started already? Oh, dear.
Spend as much time on Teen Mom, and I just feel like my audience is not as into Teen Mom anymore. But I know that I have loyal followers that have been following me for a long time and followed and subscribed for that. So I did do a video today about Kaylin and Lauren, and I had an update on that actually. So I did a video today about, you know, Lauren says that Kale and Javi are hooking up, and they've been hooking up this whole time. And I spoke to a source, and I can't say who, but they told me that it's 1,000% false, and that there has been no hooking up between Kaylin and Javi. I know Javi.
She's got another source, but she can't say who. Is it tomato or barbecue or mustard?
Javi made a statement on to In Touch and said that it wasn't true, and the source that I spoke to said that it was 1,000% not true, and that they really just hoped that, you know, Lauren could focus on Eli and sort of move forward, and they just felt bad, but it's definitely not true. And it's, I think, sometimes easy to, they said, see things that aren't there, but who knows. When I asked them if it's possible that the two of them hooked up before, I said, so they aren't hooking up now, were they hooking up before? And they said, I can't say they never hooked up, so I don't know what that means. All I know is that right now they say it's not happening. So there's that. So there's that update from a source, and that's kind of consistent with the other sources that I've seen online. Either way, so that's a pretty, I felt bad though, honestly, watching her live stream. It's hard to go through a breakup. It's hard to go through a public breakup. And it's hard when you are kind of the person that's the smaller party of this, has a smaller platform, and it's people that have much larger platforms than you. And you might, I don't know, in a way, I'm sure she feels very lost, powerless, maybe. I don't know. You got to feel for anyone that is in a situation like that. So my thing is that Javi should just, you know, stop cheating on his girlfriends. It's really gross. I'm not.
So Just Me thinks it's a sweet chili sauce. But then she talked about read it in Touch magazine and then reading other articles. Could it just be that they're her sources? I don't know.
I have a hard time respecting any man, but geez, I'm just not into that. And then otherwise, I have been integrating a little bit onto this channel some more funny content. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking for stuff outside of the Duggars, and so I'm trying to weave that in. So if you are here for the Duggar content, I would encourage you to check out my other people that I'm covering. So I've been doing more Bates coverage, and that's been like a highly requested family that I add. And then I'm doing roll-offs. Now, some people are like, why are you adding the roll-offs? Well, because the roll-offs, Jeremy and Audrey are actually fundamentalists in a way. So you're going to start seeing more Jeremy and Audrey content, and we'll probably be weaving in some more odds and ends. There's a popular commentator. Her name is Ali Stuckey, and she says some really off-the-wall things. So I spent some time watching some of her videos, and I thought that would be a really great commentary react type of thing, because some of the concepts that she speaks about I think are very problematic. I don't say cancel her, but I definitely think like from an intellectual standpoint, she tries to come at things from a more like she's woke, you know, and she's really into conspiracies. So yeah. I didn't know if a new episode came out. I saw the first 2 episodes of the Onision one. I finished the second episode. The second episode I thought was okay. I know people on YouTube are really unhappy with the way this whole thing is playing out. At the end of the day, I can't really say like what I feel about what commentators feel about the Onision documentary. You know, I wasn't involved in the coverage, and people are mad about, I think Eugenia Cooney was in this last week's episode, and I think people were upset because of the way that she maybe downplayed her eating disorder. And
yeah, who's we? So she often says we on the Facebook post. Hang on. Oh gee. No, she's got no sources, no credible ones. Who would I know? Don't ever say weak again. So we should just read it. Yeah. Hey you all. Yes. Well, that's what I want to know, the Amber chick. I haven't quite worked it out. Apparently, she had to do mum duty, and mum duty is very hard. And she had a meeting with her YouTube manager. She sat down, had a conversation. She talked to her YouTube manager. She had a phone call with her YouTube manager. She had a video call with her YouTube manager. And she had a Zoom call with her YouTube manager. All within the first 10 minutes. The story changed 5 times. And then says, I don't know why people don't believe me. Saves time. Work like yes. Can I use my swear? Oh, you can use whatever story you like. Yes, just me. Yes, because he staged it all. That was the interesting thing. He said it was he faked it, and yet she sad fished on the back of that. But it was interesting because I was watching somebody who actually questioned it right from the start. Said, I don't know, I can't, so have you had and so based on that, I couldn't have because he was a friend of the person, and they said, I don't know, that I just have a feeling there's something fishy about this. But she just ran with it, which was really, she hasn't done a retraction on that. She hasn't said that it was fake. Yes, that was Magoo. She was talking about Magoo. Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, that actually would have been a very good story to cover if you wanted to be honest with you, because there was some harassment involved, and I think they did. There was an interview done with him, and after it all happened, and they packed up and they fled. They were running away from something. That would have been a great story to cover. Our Discovery is going to be so good. I mean, so we've had 5 versions of the conversation with the YouTube manager. How's she going to go with the judge? Which version is it? We did have a quiz.
You know, I think sometimes we focus on things that we want people to be honest, but we can't.
What was that bang? Does anyone know? Because she jumps a mile. Watch.
Because of the way that she maybe downplayed her eating disorder. And, you know, I think sometimes we focus on things that we want people to be.
What was that? Look at that face. And there's the juicy guy who lost his channel and she implied he killed. Yes, that's right. There's no... Was the dog, was it Sammy J? Look at that face.
Commentators feel about the Onision documentary. You know, I wasn't involved in the coverage, and
she goes, I wasn't involved in the coverage.
You know, people are mad about, I think Eugenia Cooney was in this last week's episode, and I think people were upset because of the way that she maybe downplayed her eating disorder. And, you know, I think sometimes we focus on things that we want people to be honest, but we can't force someone that has an eating disorder to be honest. We can't force someone who's not comfortable, you know, or who's in denial, because that's a huge part of their illness, to be honest. And so I think sometimes we try to hold people to a standard that they're just not able to get to. So,
but like, she doesn't turn around. She doesn't even seem to phase it. Like, if that was me, I'd be going, hang on a minute, I've got to find out what that was. Oh, that amber cheek. That's where I could see her raising hell and demanding the judge come to her platform for that reason. Oh. Well, remember, she does say that Frida has to sit on her 24 hours a day. But she's not sitting on her.
Well, let's see. They read a letter that was actually provided to them by one of them. Regina was actually interviewed. And I think, yeah. But I think getting more info out about him is important. I do too, and I think you have to spread it off of YouTube. I think
the amber chick right at the start, I show the start of one of the Duggar videos because of our friend about China and Russia has criticized one of the Duggars for not knowing geography. And I actually have written onto the said person's page that when having said that China is not Russia on a live last night, they are in no position to judge Ginger Duggar. The court is not going to get clout from me. No, that's right. The court's only doing it for views and clout, right? But earlier in this, she goes, I've never been under the scrutiny and never had so many people following me. But she keeps telling us she's a public figure. What do you think people do with public figures? Oh, that would be funny.
You know, Chris Hansen did make a point, and this is something I've experienced as well, is people have this sense of what commentators on YouTube and in general just have this sense of ownership of how you're supposed to tell a story. And I really don't think that there's one specific way that you tell a story. I certainly don't think that just because you tell a story this way, that everyone has to tell the story that way. It would be kind of equivalent to contacting CNN and being like, CNN, I don't like how you report the news. You need to report it like CBS. You know, every single person has a different way of doing things. And investigative journalism is much different than, you know, commentary work. And so it does require a level of digging and, you know, research that I think would have been needed for this. And I think people are angry because they said he sat on a laptop and that ruined this investigation. But the thing is that with any investigation, nothing's going to come down to one single laptop.
And now she's an expert on investigative journalism. And I have to say that, Amber Chick, I'm still giggling over that comment. And I mentioned it to I said to my son, I said, hey, Ian, his name is, I said, hey, Ian, do you know that China isn't Russia? And he goes, are you stupid? Of course it's not. Oh, look, she's got a mod now. She's got a mod in. Scarlett's arrived. Here I come to save the day. Scarlett de Lewin's on her way.
Nothing's going to come down to one single thing, and nothing was ruined. It's an open investigation that's still ongoing and takes a long time. The sheriff was in this last episode, basically said that, like, they're getting closer to this whole picture. I think they have some issues with some of the laws, and I think Onision was really good at manipulating these women and not pushing things until they turned 18. So, like, that he was really in that legal gray area, and it's really creepy and wrong. And when you start hearing all the different stories and all the different women, it's really disturbing. I will say for one of the girls, they don't like say her name, but I think part of the problem is that some of these people, they had public faces. And so, you know, with one of the girls, she didn't want to appear on camera, so she wrote a letter, and they read that letter. And then another one, it was a girl that was on his channel. So they talked about her, and then they also talked about his wife, Kai. So it's confusing because with Kai, they introduced Kai in the beginning. You go through their whole relationship, how they meet, and her name is Lainey, and they're dating, and the sort of evolution of how he sort of manipulates, and it's just a mess. You almost start to see that initially this young person was a victim and then becomes a perpetrator along with him in a way. Anyways, there's again, there's some other YouTuber that's apparently going to make a video about Jeffree Star being a bad guy, which I think everyone already knew. I kind of wonder, like, at this point in time, how many more people are going to speak out and say that Jeffree hasn't changed? Is it really ever going to matter? Does anything really affect him? Time and follow and subscribe for that.
That's what we're saying about her, aren't we?
Yeah.
Is she going to change?
Wanted to dump Shane this summer, but is he at this point with the? And then another one, it was a girl that was on his channel, so they talked about her, and then they also talked about his wife, Kai. So it's confusing because with Kai, they introduced Kai in the beginning. You go through their whole relationship, how they meet, and her name is Lainey, and they're dating, and the sort of evolution of how he sort of manipulates, and it's just a mess. You almost start to see that initially this young person was a victim and then becomes a perpetrator along with him in a way. Anyways, there's again, there's some other YouTuber that's apparently going to make a video about Jeffree Star being a bad guy, which I think everyone already knew. I kind of wonder, like, at this point in time, how many more people are going to speak out and say that Jeffree hasn't changed? Is it really ever going to matter? Does anything really affect him?
As I said, that's what everyone is saying about her. That's what we're saying. Is she going to change? Does it phase her?
Bottom line, does it really impact his channel? I mean, I know his channel doesn't get the same amount of views as it once did, and he's lost subscribers. But is he, at this point, with the amount of money he has, truly cancelable? I don't think so. I mean, he can lose his relevance, and then over time, he could lose, money. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like people want some sort of, like, so some guy came out, I think his name is Oscar Wilde. I don't know who he is. He says that Jeffree wanted to dump Shane this summer and wanted to know as soon as he could cut ties with him. And he made the statement because Shane would not speak up for Trisha, and it's just a whole big mess. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's definitely a pattern with him. I just don't think there's any way to cancel him, unfortunately, for people that want him to be canceled or not to be on the platform. And I think it's, kind of scary when you start talking about
So we've stopped the sentence. We've had a drink and we're reading comments, I guess, at the moment.
His makeup palettes are buy one, get one free. Is that on his main website? Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Can we look? Let's look. I don't see any deals on here for buy one, get one free on his website. Where is that? Oh, on Beautylish? Are they maybe getting rid of it? I don't see that at all on Beautylish either. Lori, thank you so much for becoming a member. Yeah.
So now she's accusing her viewers of lying. Somebody said they saw it, so now she has to go and prove that they're wrong.
I don't see anything for buy one, get one free, but it doesn't say that anywhere on my, unless I'm not looking in the right place, but I don't see anything that says buy one, get one free. So maybe that was a rumor. The orgy. Nope. It's regular price. So I don't know. Anyways, who knows? Yeah, it's definitely not buy one, get one on the website I'm looking at. And if it is that palette is horribly ugly. Hold on.
This is all Jay Styles' fault. Oh, half price makeup. Let me check. I will say it is impressive at times how in denial and delusional Kay can be. Beautylish has said long ago they would be phasing out JS Cosmetics and not carrying it. Oh boy. Oh.
Come on. All right. Yeah, I don't think maybe the sales are off. Jeffree Star palette sale. I think they sell them at TJ Maxx now, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I don't see any sales. Anyways, that specific palette I find to be incredibly ugly. His last collection was what? Was that the green one? I don't even know what his last collection was. He comes up with so many collections, and the problem with eyeshadow is that, like, you know, you can only have, you know, you have a palette, and then it's like you just start collecting palettes and you don't even use them all. I don't know. If Alien and Conspiracy. I've never bought anything from him. I don't wear. I was looking at his palettes, and I always have these dreams that I buy them, and then I feel horribly guilty. I feel it's like my conscience reminding me never to buy his makeup. But yeah. All right, so I'm at a half an hour, and I need to take my meds to go to sleep. So thank you guys for being here, just kind of letting me let you know what's going on, and check out the videos. So there was a video on Audrey Roloff today. There was one about Ginger Duggar, where I was actually able to dig up some stuff from Counting On, and there was also the video about Kaylin and Javi. So yeah, and we'll see what else is coming up tomorrow. I have no idea. But tomorrow is the inauguration, so if you are excited about that, yay! It'll be a big day for those of you that are into that. And I will be back tomorrow. Bye, guys. Thanks for being here.
Does that mean tomorrow is going to be another political content day? So that was it. That was all of that. She is a pro. All right, let's just, someone needs to tell her that her video starts not very funny. I think she did, actually. Right, so just in case you missed it at the start, I'll play it again because I just thought I just think it's hilarious. Well, as I said, everyone that was here last night will get it. Oh, here we go. Here's my comment. I've put, you said in your live video last night on your other channel that Russia isn't China. It would seem you would be in no position to criticize anyone after a comment like that. Well, see, she did, didn't she put Jeffree Star in her response? So, look, she says here, Ginger Duggar proved that she was geographically challenged after sharing on Instagram some of her favourite memories. Fans are dragging her for a lack of knowledge. There we go. I know. I thought you'd appreciate it. So here's the start of it again. Not yet, Sammy J. Not yet. Here it is. This is the start of it. This is what this is. Watch this.
When you're in the Duggar house, you're homeschooled. And maybe Michelle Duggar will teach you about bankruptcy or character qualities. What apparently is not on their curriculum, world geography. Find out why next.
There you go. Well, geography, because Russia isn't China. Oh, that cracks me up every time. Do you know I've not? That's like the closest I've come to watching one of her recorded videos in ages. So let's have a look what's been happening. There's been some stuff happening on Twitter as well. I know that there's another whole lot of stuff going on. Yes, it was horrible, Emma. Yes, just me. She's done it with all her videos because somebody suggested to her that she was funny. And she thought she would do these. She thought she would do these videos with commentary on it before the intro. Yes, she's correct. Oh boy. And that clip was under 30 seconds. So yeah. If I was a subscriber, I reckon I would have unsubscribed because they were so bad. Okay, so let's have a look what's been happening. Oh, this is a good one. So this is, I mean, all right. So based on what was filed yesterday, this is what she's got as her pinned tweet. It's pinned. I am not here to tell you about my lawsuit. I am only here to ask you to stop interfering in the lawsuit by attempting to plant, manipulate, or lie about my actions in order to frame me as a criminal. Any of you doing this, trolls that is, are in fact breaking the law. I mean, if you go this far, even signing a declaration under the penalty of perjury, and you lie, it's a crime. It's one thing to be interested in my life. It's another thing to try and destroy me. This behavior is worse than anything you guys falsely accuse me of. But haven't we questioned whether she's lied in the declarations? And then this says, however, this is exactly what you were trying to do with Tati. Emily is only reading court documents. She is reading and interpreting them correctly, unlike someone. After all, she is a lawyer. You're not. I find it funny that she tells Emily to stop reading court documents when she was doing the same. The lawsuit is because you didn't interpret them correctly. Emily does. Big difference. Yeah, witness tampering. No, you did. But didn't you do the same thing on your declaration? You said you have no subscribers in Washington, but you do. So then she goes on to say, to the best of my knowledge, is not a statement of fact. So no, it's not a lie. It's a belief, and it's not perjury. Go away. Except you knew that Lorianne specifically was from there. So you also know that viewers have commented they are from Washington. And you immediately tell chat to stop giving private info. You are using that statement as an out, in my opinion. Praying for you and your family. And then with only a crystal ball has actually underlined, even without a crystal ball. So it says, ignorance resulting from a negligent failure to perform a duty has the same effect in the law as actual knowledge. A person has no right to shut his eyes or ears to information and then say he has no notice. The law will not permit him to remain willfully ignorant of a thing readily ascertainable by whatever party puts him on inquiry, when the means of the knowledge is at hand. So this is the link she shared. So her own link contradicts what she said. If he has earlier actual or constructive information and notice sufficient to put him on inquiry, he's bound for his own protection to make that inquiry which such information or notice appears to have directly been made. If he disregards that information or notice which is sufficient to put him on inquiry and fails to inquire and to learn that which he might reasonably be expected to learn upon making such inquiry, then he must suffer the consequence of his neglect. So there you go. She can't stop talking. Of my knowledge, evidence can still be provided that this she did in fact have knowledge and was trying to mislead the court. Why does she think this gives her a pass? This isn't a high school debate. This is a lawsuit. She's trying to play lawyer with her words. Issue, she's not that smart. So there you go. She's been called out all over the place. So that's a pinned tweet. That is pinned on her Twitter. So that alone is talking about the lawsuit, which she says that she's only one side's talking about the lawsuit. Then she's got something about Claudia Conway. Here, is YouTube terminating my channel? That's her advert. Sabrina says, why would they? I honestly don't get it. I like the content, and over here we are in level 5 lockdown since December. No schools, etc. allowed open because of a new strain of virus. You and a lot of other YouTubers keep us mums entertained and updated. Thank you. Hopefully they are. Someone else says. Yeah, people are calling her out, but I'd love to see the blocked list of Twitter. I'd love to see her blocked list. Never felt better. Such a great day. Baby salty, someone says. Someone says that they're baby salty. Oh boy. And then the person says, yes, I have never been blocked. It's such a relief. I couldn't take my eyes away from the train wreck. Oh, baby salty. Oh, that's just hilarious. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh. So that got her blocked. Oh boy. Oh, that was classic. Oh boy. Oh boy. Sorry, I can't stop laughing. Oh, I'm laughing so much I'm crying now. Oh, I'm just glad I didn't. I'm gonna need them at this rate. Oh boy. All right. Oh, Sarah Smith. This must be the Sarah. Oh, thank you, T. Oh, Sarah Smith. Oh, goodness. All of the channels that are recapping your daily self-inflicted shipwreck are the most entertaining on the internet. Oops. Oh. So this is the Sarah she must have been talking about. This is hilarious. I love how people think they know. Oopsies. I love how people think they know about me. See, I'm laughing so much. I just fell off my chair. Oh, I'm laughing so much. I fell off my chair. Oh boy. Oh. All right. Oh. Here we go. We're back here. So we're back here. I love how people know more about my life than me. Keep believing the psychopathic trolls. No one knows more than me. You thought you weren't going to get sued once upon a time yet. My husband just came in the nuts. He just don't care. No. My dog is concerned. I'm laughing, crying. Beg to differ. I would say lawyers, judges, district attorneys know a damn sight more than you. I bet you've been advised to stop posting and talking about your case, but your ego won't be told what to do. You're in deep water. I know I've been there. You would be wise just to stop. How would you know more about Katie than Katie does? That's impossible. And then, are you sure she knows herself? Oh, now Amber, my ex-husband came in to chat yesterday. Aha. Oh, right. Oh boy. So I tried to explain the whole KJ thing to my sister, and I don't know where to start. I gave up before I started. Yeah. Oh, thank you, that Amber chick. All right. And then she says, well, this is really helpful. Thanks for the tip. Bad mum. So embarrassing. So this is her. I mean, if you go this far, even sign a declaration under the penalty, it's one of, yeah. So that's the pin that she posted. Yep. There again. Oops. I don't want to say, like, if I was to join Twitter, oops. Oh, come on. Oh, it's just hilarious. I tried to explain it. Oh, my husband and I share an office, and I tried to explain to him one day, and I said, that woman needs Jesus. I said, go comment and tell her he got blocked. Ah, that's funny. Oh, tell you. This needs to be in a comedy. This is its own comedy. All right. Oh, you mean the time I asked somebody to report someone for violent and streaming live while I was live? These people have no life. So somebody's now saying that the trolls admit they're lying. So this is one of the things that happened over on Twitter, and I don't know lots about it. I don't follow him. I don't watch his videos. So I don't really know what's going on. Does anyone recall who started the YouTube investigating deleting my channel rumor? I hope you find out because this is a serious matter. But her threatening, harassing, reporting people isn't important. Oh, I forgot doxing, mass reporting, etc. Wake up, you're embarrassing our gender. But yeah, I have no. I really have no words for this. They're surprised that targeted harassment is being reported when that's in clear violation of community guidelines. They're not victims for making videos mocking drug use, disability, the R word, etc., and having them take down. Oh, okay. I could speculate. Uni has non-stop streamed about you. I haven't watched since mid-November, but then he would hint that if you didn't change, YouTube would take down your channel, then follow. IMO with disingenuous, but I don't believe in cancel culture. This roommate isn't you. Kylie Mole, yes. Yes, he has a channel. Oh, just for people, Peter, because people don't know who Kylie Mole is, because we've got an international video. This is Kylie Mole. Now, watch this. I don't know what this is. I've just clicked a random video of Kylie Mole. This could be anything. If I know Kylie Mole.
My name's Kylie, and if you can think of the spackest holiday ever, well, that's what I'm having right now. No, because guess what we had to do on Saturday? Go to the national park. Spirit, because only bogus and parents go to national parks. But at least I stayed in the car. Because fair dinkum, who wants to see native trees, you know? Ooh, a native tree. Ooh.
So that's the start of Kylie Mole. So that's who Peter suggests play KJ, because she says like a lot.
Another native tree, you know? I'll really have an organism over that. I know my mum, she probably did. And then Saturday, I was just walking down the street in the afternoon, and my mum was following, right? And Amanda saw, and I bet she spreads it around the whole school. Fair dinkum, I will just die if she does. Imagine being seen with your own mother. Fair dinkum, it would take me weeks of sucking up to everyone at school to get popular again. And then on Monday, well, you know how I hit my report card because I didn't want mum and dad to get really upset. Well, guess what? They found it and got really upset. And then mum goes to me, Kylie, you failed everything. And I go, yeah, well, at least I've improved. And mum goes, now how come Amanda gets 3 A's? And I go, easy, A for A suck. A for A bogan, and A for A big idiot.
Yeah, so that's who Peter's talking about. This was a really big show in the late 80s, 90s. So we'll watch a little bit more. There's 3 minutes of it. I reckon this is a lot more watchable than the other stuff.
And then Dad just goes back at me because Sir read in my report that I wag all the time. And Dad goes, Kylie, do you miss school? And I go, oh, ball, as if I would miss school. You know, I miss school. And they go, I bet Amanda doesn't wag, which is bull because she wagged on Friday. And guess what? She rings up to school to say she lost her voice. Can you believe it? And she doesn't even get into trouble. So unfair. And then they go to your room. So I slam the door really hard. And Dad goes, don't slam the door, Kylie. And then he slams the door. You know, and Mum goes, Kylie, take your Walkman off when your father's criticising you. She's so spack because that is the best time to have your Walkman on. You know, and Mum goes, Kylie, if you don't study, you will end up working at McDonald's. And I go, oh, excellent.
Isn't this the perfect comparison? So, like, I had forgotten all about Kylie Mole until Peter just said it, but yeah.
And they go, they just give up. But fair dinkum, it would be so good working at McDonald's. I want to do work experience either there or on Neighbours. I don't care which. Dino reckons he wants to do work experience on the doll. But I reckon Neighbours would be better. And because they haven't got a Kylie now at the moment. And do you know why? It's because I rang up Kylie Minogue and I go to her, I go, you know, I really want to go on Neighbours and like you can't have two Kylies and it would be so good if I got on because Amanda would spit blood badly. And Kylie Minogue goes, she just leaves the series. Just to spite Amanda. It was so good because she can't stand Amanda's guts either. And guess what Amanda goes to me at school the other day? That I copied my name off Kylie Minogue, which is such bull because say my name used to be Kylie Minogue. But I just changed it to Kylie Mole deliberately, like so no one would think I copied right. And Amanda goes to me, yeah, Mole really suits you because you are one.
Yeah. Yes, and she ends with, she's like, oh, yeah. I trained a girl at work who showed me this lady. I laughed for weeks. I agree, best person to play KJ. So 30 seconds left.
And I go, what would you know, Amanda, with a surname like Sachs? And she goes, sir, Kylie's been a pest and Dobbs. So I just punched her. And fair dinkum, it really hurt. And Sir goes back and goes, all right, Kylie, right, I must not punch Amanda 100 times. So unfair, because I only punched her once. But I wish I had punched her 100 times. That would be so excellent. Spewing, see ya.
Yes, so that's, but yeah, she often goes, I like. There's quite a bit of similarity there between the two of them. Oh, anyway, so we're back to the YouTube stuff. And someone says, you're ridiculous, act like someone your age and move on. Every day you feed into the drama. You said yourself, vintage Katie is back. So STFU. I'm pretty sure it was YouTube should be investigating because of the multiple times you have broken TOS. For example, telling subscribers to flag or report a channel. Yes, and Dobbs. Yes, and Dobbs, yeah. That had quite a bit of quite often she'd use a lot of Australian slang. She didn't have a lot in there, but yeah. So there's that one. I don't know how I do this all the time, but I'm going to have to take a commercial break because all that laughing has made me need to go to the toilet. So I'm going to be back in a minute. Talk much. There we go. I'm back. Sorry about that. It was a very interesting comparison. Yes, I had not even thought Katie will merge from Kylie Mole to Cass. Oh, do we need to show some Kath? Off to the loo. Yeah, we say it. Off to the loo, or we call it the dunny. DUNNY. Kath. Her name's Kath. Day night. YouTube Kylie Mole and all right. I'll do YouTube Kylie Mole and Cass and Kim. All right.
Shut up, everyone.
Barbie, for me to give them an intro, we go up the big intro.
Right on. All right. So here we go. We'll just pick a random one. All right.
Has the world gone mad? Or have I? I need to get out and go inside myself to search my chasms for meanings.
Oh, that wasn't a very good one because funnily enough, because but that's KJ running away from all the people not wearing masks. All right. Here we go. All right. Let's do. Do we Peter, do we do the marriage count, the marriage one? All right, handbag in the river. Oh, these are funny.
Oh, is that right? Well, maybe if I didn't wax for 6 months and got down on all fours. Would you like that? So you're giving up waxing, Kim? Oh, good. No, a bit of unsightly body hair, nothing wrong with that. Your people don't worry about those sort of things, do they? What are you talking about, my people? Come on, Kim. I didn't come down in the last shower. I just want to make a speech here. I now know that you've thrown your handbag in the river, and I want to say I'm okay with that. No, Kim, I know you're a friend of Gertrude's. What are you talking about, Mum? I've done the research, Kim. You do the math. You're a homosexual.
Oh boy. This was a good one.
No, I'm not. It's all right. You're in denial. That's perfectly understandable. You know, we all have the potential. Face facts, Kim. You're a Dutch seawall. What? A dyke. On a bike, if you like. Mum, I'm not gay. You're not gay? I'm not gay. You sure? I'm sure. Oh, is that right? Well, maybe if I did.
All right, there we go. So that's some of Kath and Kim. So have a read of Kath and Kim. It was yeah. So sorry, the handbag in the sorry. Maybe somebody needs to ask KJ in her live if she's thrown her handbag in the river. Oh boy. Oh. Oh, Waiting for Telstra is your favorite. I'll see if I can find it. Oh, but yeah, there's just some classic. I must say, also, if you're looking up Kylie Mole, Con the Fruiter is really good as well. Kath and Kim, Waiting for Telstra. All right. Oh boy, having so much fun here. Oh, handbag in the river. It didn't come up. All right. They did try to do an American version of Kath and Kim, and it didn't work. Yes, thank you, Susan. All right. That's just, I can't find that one, but.
Anyway, back to me. I have got the concept for the kitchen. Very exciting.
Oh, you better tell me, Kim, because I need to approve it, so shoot.
All right, Brett and me have decided we want solid monogamy.
Oh, no, Kim, monogamy's very old-fashioned. You just need a veneer of monogamy. That's all people care about. Yeah, well, then we had the specific cruise idea. Oh, that sounds good.
Where specific were you going to go?
Yeah, well,
Actually, this mispronunciation of words from Kath is KJ, believe it or not. We tend to ruin something like that, Joe. Never gonna lie, American. Yeah, they tried to do it because, and they had to change it to American stuff because, yeah, but it just, the concept didn't. It just didn't work. But
We want solid monogamy.
oh, no, Kim, monogamy's very old-fashioned. You just need a veneer of monogamy. That's all people care about. Yeah, well, then we had the specific cruise idea. Oh, that sounds good.
Where specifically in the specific were you going to go?
Oh, well, we didn't get that far, actually. No, Kel didn't want to be stuck with a whole lot of geriatric baby boomers, and I have to admit, I sort of know what he means.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't think it's too much for, just lunch with the girls? Because, I'm so used to dressing tizzy for Kel. I don't want them to think I've got tickets. Now I'm married and everything. Thank you, Karen. I was frigid in there.
Not.
Mum, a leopard never changes his spots.
Well, Sharon, it's all in your pheromones. I mean, it's chemistry. I give off an aroma that does things to Kel. Kel.
so somewhere between Kylie Mole and Kath Day Night, and we've got we've got KJ, because Kath, she reads a lot and she's well read.
Well, going without you's got me so bedazzled.
Jesus had a christening.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. That's what Christmas is about. And he got heaps of presents, Frankenstein, myrrh, probably pewter teethers, some really nice stuff, evidently.
Oh, but this is a CCT, and this is the cable for digital.
Oh, gee.
You've done very well, mate.
Yeah, you've really got the Myers touch, haven't you, Brett? I have to say that.
He sent me this weird text, Kat. I think he reckons we still owe him €44.
Oh, what can he do now, Kel? I mean, he's in France. He's in the Dordogne. At 400,000.
The interesting thing is that there's elements. Kim is very much all about herself and very, very selfish, and so that's also. I mean, she's a mix of the two of them.
Let's say 400,000, and I'll take excrements of 50 people's. Excrements of 50.
You call that a good salary? I want to be effluent, Mum. Effluent.
You are effluent, Kim.
Now, I want you to tell me, just throw me a few words to describe how it is you are feeling now. Now, I know you're very angry. Just words. Incensed. Gropeable. Good. Yep, tell him all about it. Is he jealous? Great. He's gropeable. It's fantastic.
I love.
Yes, KJ has. That's right. Oh, the statue of the baby Jesus. Yes. Yeah. Sorry if this is boring, everybody, but yeah, this is some great. I'm enjoying it.
Love it.
Thank you. What about you and your vermin and pearls?
I think for once the mule is on the other foot.
You're the mule, stupid girl. €44. Rearrange the letters. Yes, it's a mammogram.
Oh, you're so mean.
You got it wrong.
Mum.
No, Kim. I can't help it if you're an ignoramus.
I'm not an ignoramus, Brett.
Oh, is that your job to check everything, Marion?
Yes, it is.
Why didn't you know?
No.
Yes.
Yes, I see you are very angry, Kel.
Oh, damn right.
Let it out. Come on. Other words, Cat. Unprofessional for a start. Yes. Good cat.
But shonk, quack.
Yes.
Yes.
Come on. Show me your frustration. Fool.
Yes.
Centric. But bad dressing.
Yes.
Hey. No, you're just getting abusive. Oh, I'm sorry, Marion. I was in the moment. Actually, he's taking his time. I hope he hasn't pranged that prom.
Maybe I got married too young. Maybe I didn't have enough chance to sow my rolled oats enough. I don't think that's true, Kim.
How old do you think I look?
Oh, well, I mean, I think you look great, Mrs. D. I mean, you look after yourself, you keep yourself trim. And
Can you see a mammogram yet? Can you see elements in here? Like,
to be honest, I think you look like mutton dressed as lamb.
Well, thank you for noticing, Sharon, because
No
I do
worries.
go to trouble and I appreciate that. Oh, no, Ebony, I think the mutton dressed as mutton look suits Kimmy. I think it's nice.
What is so damn wrong with a 50-something foxy moron letting it all hang out?
I'll tell you why I have a weight problem. Because, Mum, ever since I can remember, you've belittled me, and that's why I'm big.
So what are you saying, Kim? That my belittling has to be big,
Well,
Kim?
that's what I am saying.
My trout mouth's nice, isn't it? So kissable. Yeah. Look at the fretful work, Kel. You are honoured to be invited to the wedding of Kath Day to Kel Knight. Come and witness as we denounce our relationship to our myriad of special acquaintances, and afterwards to come with them as they kick up their heels and consummate all night long.
oh,
Look at the diamond encrusted braces. There, just beside the fascinators.
Oh, Kim, look! A Fendi bag! Holy, I'm sure it's Kim. We have designers just throwing things at us,
Yeah.
literally.
It's what not to wear, basically.
That was a Nutella Versace I wore last night. Gee, my poor hair. What happened there? Must have been the humidity. Still, my clowning glory's back, and that's all that matters. What's happened? Oh, it's unbelievable. I bought a bottle of water and I've won a trip for two to Papaloma.
Where?
It's on the boot of Italy. Papaloma, right on the heel.
I don't care where we sit. I need breakfast. I'm ravishing.
This, I'm ravishing. Thank you.
That was going to be my tea. Well, I didn't know, Kim. I'm starving. You know I've been to indoor cricket. You know that makes me ravishing.
I could get used to this. Someone carrying my bags, making my bed, kowtowing to me. Look at this orgasma.
Oh, they're rhino stones, Kim.
Anyway, what's wrong with your eyes? You just got new glasses last week.
Oh, no, I've got this huge Cadillac on my left eye. It's really giving me jip at the moment. Oh, it was so vivid. It was like I was hallucinating, Kim.
Maybe it was some mushrooms in Kel's Jewel casserole last night.
Yes, that must have been it.
so there you go. There's some Kath and Kim for you. So you can see that our friend KJ has a little bit of Kath, a little bit of Kim, and a whole lot of Kylie Mole. So, yes. Hello, Crystal Bill. Thank you for joining. So, here we go. We get that. So, just know, here's her tweet. She says, just got off the phone with YouTube. My channel is not under review for termination. There's no outstanding investigations, and my channel is not at risk of being removed. Now, don't forget, she gave 5 different answers in her live. A fair warning with that. A good friend of mine called about their account and they had close to 1 million subs, and they told him the same thing. Next day, gone. Charlie Moist Critical had a huge thing about how difficult it was to reach YouTube, except through Team YouTube Tag. He was false struck and trying to resolve it. It took weeks, and a phone call wasn't possible, and he has 7.4 million subscribers. So, yes, she should have ended it with yet. And then someone says, I think some creators are confusing YouTube/Google support with Google One support, the upgraded Google services plans they sell. So a lot of people are calling there hoping to speak to a YouTube rep. Depending on who you get, a Google One rep could possibly escalate, but I've never heard of that. YouTube is most likely to wait until the outcome of the lawsuit to make any determinations of the 2 YouTube channels. So there's that. But there have been claims of mass striking, which is totally against TOS. Yes, but I doubt she mentioned that to her manager. Yes, that's right. She blocked me for the heads up. So, yeah, I think it's Gonna be, yeah. Then Amber Chick says, exactly, I find it hard to believe she just rang up YouTube and say, hey, it's me, Katie Joy. Let's talk about how great my channel is. I could see it happening, something like, YouTube, it's Katie Joy. Hang on, I need to put you on hold. And YouTube are all trying to work out who wants to talk to her. So then something here about Joe Exotic. Anyone that else have that friend who has known you forever and knows just what to say when you feel stressed, sad, mad, or even happy? I love friends like that. Zag says, yep, 45 years and going strong. Best thing anyone can have is a terrific friend who knows the right words when you need to hear them. My sister and brother are my two other sounding boards and always tell the truth even when I don't want to hear it. Their manager is probably the one telling them about how insane she is. I know I would be if I had that job. It's up with her. I hope he gets hazard pay. Yes. Then she says, my husband turns me into a cartoon. And then we've got cute. And then we've got you wish what you order the cartoon and what you end up getting, KJ. I don't know. There was one there about only 26 hours of dictator Trump. She's got to be careful with her defamation. Imagine if Trump decides to sue her for defamation. Oh dear. Both trolls and sadists feel sadistically at the stress. Both trolls and sadists feel sadistically at the stress of others. Sadists just want to have fun, and the internet is their playground. So now she's given a psychology lesson. Less than 2 days. Oh, yeah. So that's it for the Twitter. But there's something about Mitch McConnell blames Trump for the violence. Looks like a conviction could happen. So hello, Laura. Oh, he's the best. He's the best tweet ever. Seriously. This is the best. This is the best Twitter thread ever. This is legendary. Baby Saltsy. Baby Saltsy. Hey, Laura finally caught it live. Cool. Baby Saltsy. And then someone says the definition of a delusional pathological liar. Never felt better. Have a great day. Baby Saltsy's made my whole morning. Yes, it was. It's been the highlight of my day. And I'm sure it'll be my highlight of my day tomorrow when I finally go to bed. But oh, that is great. I just wish I'd thought of it. And I'm working on IT. We don't put the work experience kids on anymore. Right, see you, Nikki. Mm. Why am I singing now, Baby Shark? But it's Baby Salty, Salty, la, la, Baby Salty, Baby Salty. Oh, we need that name saying Baby Salty in Spain. Baby salty, da 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 da, baby salty, da 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 da, baby salty, da 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 da, baby salty. Oh boy, that was brilliant. That was, I have to tell you, absolutely brilliant. Baby salty, do 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 do, baby salty, do 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 do, baby salty, da da da. I just want to pin off a little deal. Put means up at my desk for when I have a particularly difficult person. Well, there you go. Put whenever I have a break from this woman, she raises the madness to another level. Correct. That is correct. Mm. Mm. So just when you think it's seen it, yeah. Well, I'm sort of wondering whether Saltsy is going to post a reply to the motion. Well, because it's now a motion, does Saltsy get to respond, or is that now to do with the court? Because usually if someone files a motion, the other party gets to respond because it's been changed from a request to a motion. So all Saltsy's got to do, she is like the start out of any Final Destination movie. It's chaos and things keep going up. I think we just need Kath to represent KJ, and this will be enough spark that even us. I think, yeah, so if it's now a motion, I would be under the I would be under the impression that Saltsy gets a chance to reply. Isn't there a motion and then a response, and then yeah, but it's definitely going to be interesting unless the judge just rules the motion can go through and get it sorted out. But I imagine Saltsy's got pages and pages and pages and pages of stuff here. My mean wall couldn't even cheer me up. Imagine being on no jurisdiction and get yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to have to love you and leave you all again. So thank you for joining me. I'm glad that we could have some really good laughs. It was really, really funny. Well, he can definitely reply. Cool. I think he was way out of line, and there is so much. I mean, even her pinned tweet that she's got on her Twitter at the moment is okay. Emily explained the judge can't rule on this latest motion until they sort out jurisdiction. Okay, well, that's interesting. So essentially, they've just progressed nowhere. If he'd actually gotten the phone call like Saltsy had said, they probably could have had a conversation and had it sorted out. But no, we wanted to show what a really horrible person Saltsy was, didn't we? I still can't see anything that Saltsy wrote that was wrong in those letters, because all he did was said, these people have stated that your client has done X, Y, Z. We need to get together and sort this out. They have to work out what chord and before they can move on motions. Okay. How many motions will it take for, I don't know. I'd like to see a gag order. I'd like to see the judge say, I mean, for me, it's say you can do your content. You can only do pre-recorded content. And that's it. And no talking to anybody. And but just think about the research clerk that's going through this. Yes, that Amber chick. Yes, it's catching you. Thank you. By your American Chinese, it's not Russia. Yes, and baby saltsy doo 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 doo, baby saltsy doo 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 doo, baby saltsy doo 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 doo, baby salts. At the end of the day, he's such an experienced. Would he be stupid enough to put anything before? Well, that's right. Surely not. But he wasn't experienced enough to file it as a motion. He only did it as a request. He hasn't done it. He went over the amount of lines in the first filing. He did it on the wrong type of paper. He didn't address the motion, the original motion. So he still hasn't answered the defamation. He's filed a request instead of a motion. Is he experienced? But if you're talking about Saltsy, yes, he's got. If you're talking about Saltsy, well, yes, he would have all his evidence. I think Saltsy has my best slave and he's saying, he's an insurance lawyer. Like, well, that's right, he's an insurance lawyer because that's what his firm does, insurance, which we've looked at. So, but it looks like the court changed those filings to a motion, so they've automatically done it. So it's funny she didn't mention that. Oh, you were talking about Saltsy, Peter. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes, sass from Saltsy, hey? Well, there's a lesson here. Don't rail Saltsy. But I thought he was an expert in defamation. Well, the thing is that he doesn't say anything. Changed what just got here. Okay, so I'll show it to you again. So this is the court filings. So what happened is they've actually, so notice of docket text modification, read 41 declaration, 40 declaration, 39 motion for status conference, modified 39 to convert requests into a motion, modified 40 and 41 to link to motion at docket 39. So what they've done is they've struck out the request for a status conference and said motion. It should have been a motion. So the court has changed it. Modified to link to the correct motion. So it had to have been a motion. And that's what I'm saying. If he was good, why did he not know it had to be a motion? Why was it a request? Why wasn't it a motion? Why has the court had to make the correction to fix it? I'm just asking I'm just asking because I really don't know. So I find it really hard to believe that an experienced lawyer would actually, you know, do that. All right. So anyone that's interested, apparently I Jesse is live to explain his side of the story, whatever it is. But anyway, I don't know. As I said, I don't follow him. You know, so make sure yes, that's right. No. It's only just happened today, Sarah. I think it's on the Reddit site. The Reddit team don't miss a thing. I also wonder if KJ isn't having him actually write her responses and make sure she's doing some like. Well, her declaration that she wrote, I sort of said I felt it was her because it was very repetitive. It didn't, and it was her declaration went nowhere, and I wondered whether she'd written it herself. But that's just my opinion. I don't know, because his profile says that he writes amazing documents, and I've not actually seen an amazing document from the guy. So no, Jesse isn't making any sense. Well, I don't know. I have to say, as I said, I didn't particularly like his stuff, so I never really watched it. But you know, so what I've done is, so I've linked. Don't forget to go watch Crystal Bill's video, which I've pinned it at the top. T-Spiracy has a new video out. A narcissistic empath KJ blames Jeffree Star for tardy lawsuit. Okay. Yeah. Just so you know, that's fine. That's fine, Sarah. I mean, people might be interested. That's fine, because I'm wrapping up. So if people are looking for something else to watch, they can do that. Remember when Emily Lawyer Brown had made amazing, we were all expecting so much more. That's right. He does have amazing. He always has amazing credentials. He does have amazing credentials, and he's supposed to be a prolific document writer. But I've not seen anything that remotely shows me that he's good at writing court documents. I've just seen stuff that kindergarten kids can do. So, and the last one for the status conference looked like that came straight out of high school. He's saying mean things about me, Your Honour. No, Your Honour. He looked at me the wrong way. He's touching me. Oh, he's too close. Oh, boy. Oh, anyway. So I've got 200 watch hours to get till I got to my 4,000 watch hours, and then I will just have to get to 1,000 subs. But thank you, every one of you that have subscribed. I really appreciate it, and that's why I come on live every night. Even if I had nothing KJ related, I would still come on and we can chat. I mean, I'd be happy to show you some more Kylie Mole or Catherine King. We could do that together. He will be where people pay him to be that way. Yes, that's true. I was shocked. Amber chick, yes. My 13-year-old could write better. Yeah. Well, thank you, that Amber chick. Thank you very much. No, it's really good. I mean, I didn't think that anyone would bother watching me, because like I'm just you know, this is who I am. I'm I just like having fun and doing, you know, sharing with people. So thank you. All right, so I'm going to head to bed because I've got to get up again at 4:30 in the morning. Go us Aussies, oi, 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 yes. Actually, there are a few Aussie double players that have been stuck in hotel quarantine because there was a competition in Doha, because that's how Bernard Tomics. Oh, for those of you that are overseas, there's this problematic there's this problematic tennis player called Bernard Tomic, and he's got a girlfriend, his girlfriend. I think she's on OnlyFans anyway. She's complaining about hotel quarantine because, get this, she has to wash her own hair. She usually has someone come in and wash her hair 3 times a week. But now she has to wash it herself. They won't let anybody come in to wash it. So that's a little bit entitled, wouldn't you say? Oh, that's funny. Oh, the horror. I know. The horror of having to wash your own hair. There was, I think that's Christopher and always thank you. It's try to be. And then there's a few that have complained that they've had to make their own bed. Tommy. Actually, it's funny because Nick Kyrgios, our other problematic player, he said, Bernard Tomics are all right. He says, but I don't know about his missus. I hate washing my hair and have dreadlocks though. Cool. Yeah. So, but some of them are actually just playing PlayStation. But as I said, for a lot of them, they can get out for 5 hours a day. But I think Tomic was on the plane that got. I think he's he was on one of the planes that there was a COVID positive test. So, but they keep trying to push the government on bringing the rules down, and they're not budging. We've come too far to to just drop the ball now. So anyway, thank you for watching. As I said, I really appreciate all of you. Thank you for the laughs. It was a really good, funny night. Really amazing, funny night. Okay, I will be on. We have our more than fair share of cracks too. What a mess. Yes. Yeah, they're funny people though. There's but there are a few Australian doubles players that I wish we had this under control like you guys. Honestly, it's awful. Yeah. Well, as I said, we're the state that I live in. We actually had it the worst in the country, and we had the toughest lockdown. We had the toughest and the longest lockdown. Dylan Alcott needs more exposure. #1 in the world. He does need more exposure, Peter. He is an amazing athlete. Actually, I met him and I had my photo taken with him, even in his wheelchair. We're just about the same size, so that shows you how short I am. But yes, I've met him. He is an amazing guy. #1, and he's won. And he keeps winning. So they're usually towards the back end of the tournament. And I've just picked up another 5. I've got 5 days of work again next week, so I'm really excited. So, and I've got the next week is a public holiday, and I'm working on the public holiday. That means penalty rates in Australia, so I'm really excited. I would have been happy if I just got the public holiday because I would have, I think it's, I don't know if it's time and a half or double time. I think it's. You and me both sponsor him, yes. Okay, you and me both sponsor him. It's one of the smallest in the state, and we have the highest number at one point. People who just don't think about it, that's obvious. Yeah. Look, some people are a little bit complacent. We have to wear our masks, as where I live. We have to wear our masks at shopping centres or any public transport and anywhere that we can't be 1.5 metres or however, or what's apart. But people are just getting complacent. Supermarkets used to have people there wiping down all the trolleys and baskets. That doesn't happen anymore. Look, I don't know, but I know a lot of people are really worried about, particularly with the international players coming in. And really the only way the virus is getting in at the moment is from international arrivals. So it's a big issue here at the moment. So anybody that comes to, if you're let in, you have to do 14 days quarantine. In fact, if you go from my state to Western Australia, you have to do 14 days quarantine. So there's still restrictions within the states. So we have trouble even getting around our own country. Somebody, a couple that I know are touring Australia, and they had to prove that they'd spent 15 days in South Australia. Oh, cool. That's pretty cool, Peter. Yeah, cool. That's right. So far I've had six COVID tests, and I've had 6 negative. So, which is a really good thing. Tomorrow is day 7, and it's the nasal and the throat swab again. And then I go back to, so every 7 days, it's the yucky one, and then it's a saliva test. So anyway, I need to get off to bed so I can get some sleep before I start in the morning. So thank you. Yes, please all stay safe, and I will speak to you tomorrow. I'd just like it to be a nice day, without much happening. But don't forget, Russia is not China. And baby salt, da 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 da, baby salt, da 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 da, baby salty, do 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 do, baby salty. All right, catch it all tomorrow.